It has been a great year in 2016 for the North Carolina Transportation Museum. We've seen great visitation, new events, existing events breaking records, and some great pieces of railroading equipment rolling across the museum grounds due to our partnerships with other organizations. The Norfolk and Western Class J 611, owned by the Virginia Museum of Transportation, came to the museum during 2014's Streamliners at Spencer event and remained for a full restoration to mainline operation. Well, since that time, VMT has allowed frequent visits by the Queen of Steam coming back to Spencer. In 2016, she powered 2 sold-out spring steam excursions to Lynchburg, Virginia, and to Asheville, North Carolina. The 611 got a little help from some diesel friends, the NS 8099 and the museum's own 6133 for that extra push up the mountains on that trip to Asheville. The museum also hosted a photo charter with the 611 and another of our favorite steam engines, the Grambling Locomotive Works Lehigh Valley No. 126. This engine, which travels the country with father and son owners John and Barney Grambling, joined in on the photo charter fun before hosting another round of At the Throttle rides, allowing visitors to operate this steam engine and live out their railfan dreams. We also had some fun with At the Throttle 611 edition this year, as railfans got the chance to operate the Queen of Steam herself this past September, and the 611 even pulled the museum's on-site train ride for a spin or 3 around the property. A third steam engine has been in residence this year, this one owned by the Atlanta History Center. They've been using the North Carolina Transportation Museum facilities for the cosmetic restoration of the Civil War-era Texas locomotive, the engine that chased down the general during the Great Locomotive Chase of the Civil War and was instrumental to the rebuilding of Atlanta during Reconstruction. Now, the final look of that engine will be unveiled in early 2017, and she'll return to Atlanta with a new facility constructed to house both the Texas as well as the Civil War cyclorama. And of course, Norfolk Southern Corporation has been a great help, as always, in 2016, providing locomotives not only for our spring steam excursions, but also for National Train Day, the museum's fire truck show, and Norfolk Southern provided their exhibit car for display at the museum all year long. We're standing here in the midst of the Polar Express train ride. The train is loaded and they're ready to go. It's become the North Carolina Transportation Museum's biggest event by far, but by no means the only event, and we've had some big crowds in 2016. Visitors to the North Carolina Transportation Museum saw a number of improvements this past year, including the Atlantic Coastline 1031 steam engine. There were some visual improvements to the firebox, and the sounds of steam now surround the engine, bringing it to life. But it's not the only thing that got bigger and better in 2016. The North Carolina Transportation Museum enjoyed some great additions and great improvements in 2016. New artifacts included Charlotte Trolley 85, a 1913 Model T Speedster, this bulldozer from the Charlotte Douglas International Airport, and a telephone booth taken from the Norfolk Southern lines, which allowed rail crews to communicate with dispatchers during the days before cell technology and digital communication. Now, one particular piece of rolling stock looked very ordinary until the brown paint was scraped off the side. The museum acquired the 200,000th car built at Pullman Standard's Bessemer, Alabama plant, which also helped celebrate Southern Railway's 140 years of serving the South. Amongst several other site improvements that have taken place during 2016, the biggest of all of them has taken place primarily behind the scenes, but it will change the museum forever when complete. The back shop is the museum's largest building, a hulking 3-story structure 600 feet long, 150 feet wide, and formerly the home to complete overhauls of Southern Railway's steam locomotives. The building fell into extensive disrepair following the closure of Spencer's shops, but was saved from falling in on itself during separate projects throughout the years. A new roof was added, brick repointed, and the structural integrity assured. But the building was never fully open to visitors due to uneven flooring, open drop pits, and a lack of facilities. This year, that all changed, with resurfacing of the floor, new railroad tracks installed to allow for rail equipment to be displayed, new restroom facilities, and fire suppression systems. The work is now in its final stages. When complete, the building will add 89,000 square feet of exhibit space, and it represents the largest, most important improvement since the museum opened the Bob Julian Roundhouse in 1996. The historic 1905 back shop opened to you, the visitor, in 2017. Now we're happy to have had such a great year in 2016, and we know it's due to you, the visitor, for making that success happen. So from all of us to all of you, thanks for visiting the museum that moves you.